For this example, we are going to look at question number 1 out of module 5. So this question is asking us to find the center and the radius of a circle when given a specific equation, okay? So the first thing that we want to do is let's rewrite all of this in a little bit different order, right? We want to put our x's group together and our y's group together, and then we're going to make our constant on the right hand of the equal sign. Okay, so to do that, I'm just going to rewrite here. So we have x squared minus 4x. So we're just keeping the x's together. I want to skip a little bit of space, and we'll see in the next step why I want to do that. So then we're going to do our y's, which is y squared minus 20y. Skip a little bit of space, put our equals, and we're going to move this 68 to the other side. So if I move it to the other side, it's going to become a negative 68. Okay. So now the reason I left that space is because we need to perform what's called completing the square. We want to complete the square so we can make this into standard form, right? So to complete the square, we're going to look at this value in front of our single digit x, okay? So that's a -4. So we write down here, we'll write a -4. So by completing the square, we're going to divide -4 by 2 and then square that, okay? So -4 divided by 2 gives me -2 squared, which equals 4, okay? So I'm now going to come in here and add 4 here, but whatever I do to the left-hand side, I must also do to the right-hand side to keep my equation in balance, okay? We're going to do the same, completing the square with our y values. Okay, so we have this -20, divide that by 2 and square it. That's the premise of completing the squares. So that gives me -10, and we're going to square that. So -10 squared is 100. So I'm going to add 100 to both sides of the equation. Okay. Now, what I want to point out here is this -2 right here is an indicator, okay? So that -2 tells me that I'm going to do x minus 2 squared. So if I look at this whole thing right here, it factors to x minus 2 squared. And so that's the whole idea of doing completing the square, is to give us that perfect square, okay? We can similarly do the same here, right? This -10 tells me that I have y minus 10 squared, okay? And so that is our whole equation here. So we have x minus 2 squared plus y minus 10 squared is equal to, and we have -68 plus 4 plus 100 on that right-hand side. So that is equal to 36. So now we can just look at this and pull out the information that we need, right? So this here tells me that h is 2, because remember in standard form, that number is negative. So had this been x plus 2 squared, right? Then my h would have been -2, because in standard form, it's x minus -2, and that is our h value. Okay, so that here is just the flip side. These both happen to be negative, so I wanted to show you how you would do that if one of those values ended up being positive. Okay. And then here, so our y is our k. So here we get k is 10. Okay. And then this right here is r squared, right? So r squared is equal to 36. So if I take the square root of both sides, that gives me that r is equal to 6. So now from all of this, I can provide what this problem is asking, right? It asks for the center. So the center, remember, is just h comma k. So the center for this problem is going to be 2, 10, and my radius is equal to 6.